Ever wondered how much you spend yearly on services like Google Drive, iCloud, or OneDrive? They may seem cheap at first, but costs add up over time, and your data isn't entirely under your control. Today I'm bringing you an alternative, the ASUS Lock Store for 2nd generation, a network-attached storage with a processor that's 35% faster than its previous version. Peripheral Component Interconnect Express 3.0 and 4. 2 NVMe ports and the ability to transcode 4K at 60 frames per second. Will you set it up with these pieces? Western Digital 12 terabytes drives with conventional magnetic recording technology and 7,200 revolutions per minute for maximum performance and reliability. If you want to create your own storage system with no monthly fees and complete privacy, stay tuned. This video is for you. I'll tell you everything here on TechGround. In today's video, I'm going to show you what a network-attached storage really is, what its uses are, and how it can completely transform the way you manage your digital storage. My goal is to explain everything to you in a clear, concise, and accessible way so that anyone can understand it. To show you, today we're going to take a look at this ASUS Lock Store for 2nd generation, specifically the AS6700 because it has 4 bays. A professional network-attached storage system that has the potential to revolutionize the way you manage your data digitally. We can think of a network-attached storage as a computer specialized solely in storage, equipped with components like memory, RAM, processor, even independent storage drives, and its own operating system. However, it is designed to allow you to access your files from anywhere in the world, perform automatic backups, and share them. We can share the content among users or even set up your own personal entertainment server. The main advantage is its adaptability to your specific needs, ranging from basic setups to very sophisticated implementations. So now let's get to the important part. Let's do the unboxing to see what's inside. Inside its box, ASUS presents us with quite a minimalist and elegant packaging in this white box, where we can see the name and model of the device. An image on the front with the product's key features. On the left side, we also have more highlighted features. Right side, we can find a sticker where all the parts of the device are clearly explained. And what is each thing for? The hardware it includes and the contents of the package. When we open it, we find the product very well protected with this high density foam on top so that the device doesn't move at all. We can already see that we have a quality product, very well finished, and it gives a very good impression at first glance. Next to it is a cardboard box containing a power adapter, connection cable, power cable, and network cables. Specifically, 2 category 5E cables and screws to secure the storage units. One aspect I appreciate is the simplicity of accessing the disk bays without requiring specialized tools. And of course, we also have the quick start guide papers. And what about security? As you can see, everything is very well presented with quite a premium quality, and this is everything included in the package. Now out of its box, it's time to talk about the physical design, the dimensions of course, and the material finish. Its dimensions are quite practical. 18.5 cm in height, 17 cm in width, and 23 cm in depth with a weight of 2.94 kg. It's comparable to having a mini format PC tower, but designed exclusively for storage management. The structure combines high quality materials with a design focused on efficient thermal dissipation. This is a fundamental aspect when we're talking about a device that's meant to operate continuously. 24/7. On the front, the first thing that catches our attention is this display at the top, where it will also show us the IP address. We have access to the configuration menu, all of this without needing to access it from a computer or a mobile device. And we have buttons to navigate through the different menus to enter and exit them. As you can see, the buttons are made of plastic and the rest is metallic material. Here, in this upper left part, we see the embossed name of the brand ASUS. Right below, the power button with its corresponding LED. Below, we find another LED strip, which would be the status system. To know its current status, it could switch between green and blue. If we go a little further down, we see 2 more strips to indicate the connection status with Local Area Network 1 and Local Area Network 2. And below that, we find a USB 3.2 second generation port with speeds of up to 10 gigabytes, also with its corresponding indicator LED. Now we move on to the Bay Area, where, as I mentioned, you can quickly and easily remove the drives without the need for tools. I already have 2 installed here, the ones we're going to use, and we'll talk about them in a moment. As you can see, it's just about taking them out, putting them back, and placing them. Of course, these bays can hold 3.5 inch and 2.5 inch drives. They come with different screws so you can adapt and attach them to the bay. As you can see, it's simply a matter of placing it, putting it in, and it will already be inside its corresponding bay. We also have a security locking system. When attached to the panel, it's turned left and locked so it can't open. Now let's move on to the rest of the chassis, the top part. This specific forced cooling for the entire peripheral component interconnect express area is very well thought out. Obviously, we know that a hot M2 is a slow M2. Specifically, these NVMe drives. We're going to have 4 slots, which we'll see now and also later on. Micro perforations on the right provide side ventilation for the entire RAM area. And on the other edge, it's true that it will be completely closed off with a cover. Let's head to the back, which is important. It's where everything happens and the magic takes place. The first thing I don't want to forget, on the top is this tray, which is closed to include a network card of up to 10 gigabytes per second. So we're gonna have to choose between the internal capacity of the M2 drives or this 10 gigabytes per second configuration card. Choose either connectivity or storage. Then, just below, we find the 2 RJ45 ports of 2.5 gigabytes, so you can combine them with a link and have up to 5 gigabytes. If it's true that we have a switch, and if not, would we have independent channels? Below there's another USB Type A port, like the front one. Also, 2nd generation 2S up to 10 gigabytes, doubling the speed of its old predecessor, which was only 5 gigabytes. We also have here an improved HDMI output in case we want to use it to monitor or work directly with the network attached storage. Connect a monitor to it and also play or watch all the multimedia content. And of course, below, the barrel connector input for the device's power. We also have a section here, this slot for the key lock, so you can manually lock it at any time. And this big fan, as we already know, bigger fans dissipate more heat at lower speeds, which means more efficiency. And this would be, as you can see, the aesthetic and design configuration of this Asistor lock store. 4. Which, as you can see, is all veneered in black, as I mentioned, with thermal engineering to dissipate all the heat. Let's discuss the technical specs and how this generation differs from the previous one. They've kept exactly the same chassis. If it works, why change it according to the brand, right? After all, what they've done is basically an upgrade in internal components. This is a major change, and I'll explain why. Now, the processor offers 31% more power compared to the previous generation. So it's manufactured using a 10 nanometer process compared to the 14 of generation 1. This results in greater energy efficiency and lower generation. Equipped with the latest Intel processor, Jasper Lake Celeron, a 4-core 10 nanometer chip as I mentioned before, which is faster than the Gemini Lake SoCs and allows it to have a clock speed from 2 GHz up to 2.9 GHz. This allows for efficient content creation with the added flexibility of upgrades to 10 gigabytes Ethernet. The memory comes configured with 4 gigabytes of double data rate for 2019. But here's the crucial detail. Unlike the previous generation, this RAM is no longer soldered to the board. You can remove it completely and expand it to 16 gigabytes. While in generation 1 it was only 8 gigabytes maximum. It uses double data rate 4-2933 with 40% more performance. It supports Wacom local area network and also Wacom wide area network to be able to access the device. After this process, it can be put to sleep without the need for third-party programs. Now it features peripheral component Interconnect Express 3.0 connectivity compared to 2.0 in the previous version, meaning double the transfer speed. Additionally, it has 4 MU2 NVMe ports, which open up extraordinary possibilities for expanding primary storage. You can use them as cache to speed up mechanical drives or implement both options simultaneously. The USB ports have also evolved, as I mentioned before, from 10 GB compared to the previous 5 GB. Maintaining HDMI connectivity for use as a media center connected directly to screens. Regarding recommended hard drives, for this network-attached storage to operate correctly, we require storage units designed for continuous, uninterrupted operation. For this setup, I have used Western Digital RedPro 12 TB drives. These units operate at 7,200 revolutions per minute and have 512 megabytes of cache memory. Features that make them ideal for a system of this kind. With transfer speeds reaching up to 267 megabytes per second, they are specifically optimized for network-attached storage environments and redundant array of independent disks configurations. Now, yes, the determining factor is not just the speed, but they're designed for, as I said, uninterrupted operation, day and night, without overheating. And also, they include a 5-year warranty, which gives you long-term peace of mind. Now let's move on to the installation and initial setup section. You will be seeing images from here and from the setup on the computer. The first step is to install the storage drives. The procedure is relatively straightforward. You access the bays, simply remove them, position the drives, making sure the connectors are perfectly aligned, and secure them in place. As you can see, super simple. With the drives installed, we power on the network attached storage and start the setup before we begin using it. We need to make an important decision. The redundant array of independent disks configuration. If this concept isn't very familiar to you, I'll explain it briefly because a redundant array of independent disks is simply a method of organization. What it allows us to do is combine multiple drives to optimize speed, data security, or both aspects. The most commonly used configurations are redundant array of independent disks 0 or redundant array of independent disks 1. Let's conceptualize redundant array of independent disks 0. It's like putting 2 engines in a car. We boost speed and capacity, but if one fails, all information is lost. It's optimal if you prioritize maximum performance and space. In contrast, redundant array of independent disks 1 works like having a spare tire. That is, the data will be replicated on both drives, so if one fails, the other still has the information. It's perfect if you prioritize security, although you'll only use half of the total capacity. Now let's move on to the configuration of the ADM software and its features. After selecting the redundant array of independent disks type, we connect the network attached storage to the power supply and initialize it using ADM, the operating system from Asus Torque. If you don't have it, you can get it directly from the official website. The procedure is quite simple and straightforward. Enter your credentials, select the chosen redundant array of independent disks configuration, and follow the given instructions. In a few minutes, we'll have our network attached storage fully operational. When you log in with ADM, the first thing you'll see is a tutorial with the main functions of the system. Here you can learn to manage users, set permissions, and configure advanced options. A very interesting feature of this system is Easy Connect, a function that allows you to access the network attached storage from anywhere in the world without needing to be on the same network. This means that when you're away from your home or office, you'll be able to connect to your files as if you were physically present. Or do you simply want to give access to coworkers? The interface resembles a mix between Mac operating system and Windows. And from the main screen, you access essential tools like access control for account settings and permissions, App Central to download applications like Plex for streaming, or even Apache to set up a web server. Now let's move on to the performance and speed section. This is, as you can understand, why it's beneficial to have a network attached storage. It's an aspect we have to highlight because it's an incredible transfer speed. In many situations, it surpasses the most well-known cloud storage services. With the disk setup like the Western Digital Red Pro we've installed, and what about the improvements of Generation 2? We're talking about speeds that can reach 267 megabytes per second per disk. If you set them up as redundant array of independent disks 0, you'll practically double that speed with server message block multi-channel redundant array of independent disks 5. In the lab, they got about 590 megabytes per second read speed and 555 megabytes per second write speed. Working with both 2.5 gigabytes Ethernet ports. Now, to access from other devices, just download the Asustor app on your mobile device or computer and enter your credentials. To log in, and that's it, you're all set. You can access multimedia content, perform backups, and do everything remotely. In the advanced settings section, we'll see that the system allows for very sophisticated configurations like automatic backups, shared folders with varying access levels, and even the possibility to set up your own family streaming server. Additionally, it can also be the ultimate tool for live streaming. With this Asustor Live, your own streaming and backup center for YouTube and Twitch, you'll have it available with just one click. With this, you'll be able to create users and grant them access to your own storage space within the system. And basically, each person will be able to have their own private section while you share other folders with the whole work group or your family. Another benefit is 4K encoding and transcoding at 60 frames per second, which means you'll be able to play high quality content without any kind of problem, something that the previous generation efficiently. It will also handle 4K media in H.265 10-bit for transcoding and video encoding. With hardware decoding and incredibly smooth video playback on Lux Good, you can enjoy the best 4K entertainment with a completely new interface, very simple and easy to use. You can quickly check information from the network attached storage with a complete setup. It offers detailed folder lists and easy access to files. Abnormal status notification, supports two-step verification, improves network attached storage stability, compatible with VPN, and many more features that you can also see on their website. In addition, you have a home media center with iPhoto 3i Video and iMusic, which allows you to manage galleries, videos, and music quickly and accurately. Everything is really well organized. And finally, about costs and my personal conclusions. And now it's clear that a network-attached storage has gone beyond being just a simple network hard drive. It's become a powerful tool that gives you absolute control over your storage. The main advantage is that in the long run, you save a considerable amount of money. Let me explain why. Whether for work activities, studies, or personal use, you all know that you've used it at some point. You might be spending around 25 to 30 euros per month per person, which annually amounts to about 300 to 400 euros. Over a 5-year period, that's going to be between 1,500 and 2,000 euros in costs. Meanwhile, with this Asustor Locustor 4, it's about 650 to 700 euros. And the two drives I have installed, the Red Pros, 12 terabytes, which are about 300 euros each, we're going to have 24 terabytes of our own storage for half the price. You can even complement it with the Switch Store 9 Generation 2 for about 90 euros more. To expand your home network without complications, it's still just a Switch. With it, we'll be able to switch our local network and also expand our access from the local area networks. And well, I've already made the jump, I've transitioned to independent storage. And after analyzing all this, I have a question for you. Do you want it in the cloud, or would you rather own your space? That's a question only you can answer. In the description, I'll leave links to the products we've seen today, and of course, share your thoughts in the comments. What else would you like me to evaluate in this system for future content? If you found this video useful, give me a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this year, we're moving forward with all the technology, and that's it. See you in the next video. See you soon.